Welcome. These will be my thoughts on M.O.D.O.K, Season 1, Episode 6, Tales from the Great Bar Mitzvah War. The episode is rated TVMA, so this video B. There will be spoilers for the episodes of this show and possibly other Marvel stuff. We'll see. And, yeah, another episode I absolutely fucking loved. Right, if I do spoil if I spoil, like, MCU stuff, I won't spoil anything that came out after this episode first premiered. Yeah, I really loved the entire opening thing with the, they want to destroy, like, M.O.D.O.K is just making enemies all over the place, by just, and it's just something he's doing to fuck with them, and they want to kill him for it. Or at the very least, by the end of the intro. And, yeah, seeing Boulder get fucked up by this, shit, what are those called again? Shredders, I think. Paper shredders. Not to be confused with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shredder. I would watch him fight Boulder, though. And now I'm trying to remember. Wasn't Boulder the one who was practically unkillable in Norse myth? Or was that someone else? Where it had to be, like, mistletoe arrow that killed him? This one certainly isn't very immortal at all. And yeah, oh my god. The thing with the, yeah. It's, Gary is the, fire safety person. And, I don't know, it feels like a variation on the, fire chief from that old College Humor sketch. And I really loved how, he's like, I take fire very seriously. And, for like a fraction of a second, you're like, oh, finally, someone at AIM being slightly responsible about something. But no, he's, yeah. And he goes on about how much he wants to fuck fire. And then, which I wouldn't rule out, there's probably at least one character who is like fire as a person in comics, but the M.O.D.O.K isn't like, maybe we should make somebody else in charge of fire safety. He's just like, yeah, we all love fire. Which, I mean, it's an evil corporation. I'm sure they do. Probably still support ICE, too. And I think that does pretty well bring us to the... Yeah, and the thing about, like, how does dumping your trash into Asgard make, stop Monica and Austin? And the, then we get what I think might be the most disgusting joke of the show so far. So appreciate that. I mean, series of jokes, really. So it starts with him introducing the portal that goes directly into his stomach. And so he's drinking, he's getting the milk directly into his stomach and eating string cheese. And then somehow surprised when it makes him vomit. Like, Jesus Christ. And then, Gary is like, oh no, vomit makes me puke. And he couldn't possibly have puked into the Asgard portal. No, he has to puke into the M.O.D.O.K stomach portal. Wow. And I think that might... It can keep the rest of the whatever M.O.D.O.K didn't puke up of the milk company. And yeah, so I think that's when we get... I think that might be around when Austin comes in and he's like, if you're not doing your job, I'm going to have to demote you. And I would hate to do that because I don't even fucking know what else I could demote you to. And the thing about, like, well, you're not listening to me. Maybe you'll listen to my dog. And even M.O.D.O.K appreciates how adorable this dog is, Sherlock would never say that. He is a gentleman. What a cute scarf. He would never say that. And I think that might bring us to the right, and the thing about like, oh right, I got a new email address. Why is it an edu? Because I just took you to school. Wow. And I think that's the part where Jody calls, and yeah, bird shit all over. And so yeah, honestly, not entirely dissimilar from that Bloodshot movie, but yeah, I'm not laughing at my own joke, I'm laughing at the show's jokes. Phone sex. That's the very best. And the thing, what's up, dude? I think I did wrong. Say hello. Hello. And oh, it's phone sex. The kind you're best at. And then we see how bad he is at that too. Oh, bird shit everywhere. Gotcha. I have an allergic reaction to your bra. And it's like, Jesus Christ. And let's see. Yeah. Immediately all the shit that Lou would like to do at the bar mitzvah. I don't even think I need to, should I repeat any of it? I mean, presumably you've either just watched the episode or you remember it well. Yeah, just Jesus Christ. And he ends it by saying, and those are my safe ideas. I guess I appreciate you sparing us then. And then he goes and chloroforms a pigeon. Jesus Christ. And the thing about, like, they'll make an article and it'll be called Normal Boy Plans Normal Bar Mitzvah. And yeah, he takes him to the office. Is this also around the time? I think this might be after they already talked about the mech suit, which is apparently from the comics, according to IMDb trivia. I gotta admit, I have not read very much M.O.D.O.K. I would like to. I enjoy the character tremendously. Yeah, I think that might bring us to the... But yeah, he's like, okay, so lay it all out for me, literally. Oh, that's wonderful, necessary, mysterious, and also the thing with, did you put creamed corn in my pocket? A trick and a treat. Wow. And then, M.O.D.O.K. puts it all into the Asgard portal, and then, Lou is like, who threw out a perfectly good purple portal vortex? And the landing was also very funny. Lou lands well, but M.O.D.O.K. not particularly. And they do that joke that I understand was big. I'm not sure if it was this same time. And I know they got a lot of shit for it when they did it in Thor: Love and Thunder. But, at some point someone noticed, oh, wow, goats scream weird. Or bleat in a way that sounds like a scream. Something like that, And they certainly did about as much as they could of that joke in this episode, considering running time and when we first meet the goats. But I thought it was fine. That's if I'd watched this when the goat screaming thing was big, I probably would have laughed harder. But it was very funny, this thing of like, oh yeah, goats fly. Oh shit, did I get the only two goats in all of Asgard that don't fly? Okay, I can't just spend all day swapping out. Oh shit, there go the other two flying. And yeah, eventually he does get to the well, let's see. I guess first he goes to the Asgardians. Yeah. And talk to them, and they're like, well, we gotta take out the leader, and he, covers up the AIM logo and is still talking about like making like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like, I do not recall. Oh, but I will defend it though. And the let's see. I think while I try to recall what the next thing is, I quite appreciated Movies with Mark doing a video on Invasion of the Body Snatchers / AI. That was great. Comes heavily recommended. But the yes, so yeah, he's talking to them and is like, oh, we can't attack them. We have a treaty with them because they're so safe. Oh no, they're yeah. And I guess just in case, I won't repeat what they describe and the various jokes surrounding that later as well, because there's a sight gag later. But I'm pretty sure the thing they describe is what a number of Republicans think is happening in like Planned Parenthood. And yeah, so he has to go there. The let's see. I thought they did a fantastic job on the what were they called, kobold goblins, I think. The voices, the visual design, and yeah. And he goes in and he realizes, oh, Lou is actually really popular. They weren't laughing at him, they were laughing. And yeah, the I don't know. Was I the only person who got to thinking of that origin story episode of The Simpsons for Krusty the Clown, where we see that his father is unhappy about him being an entertainer? I don't know. I honestly don't know quite enough about Jewish culture to say for sure, but I wouldn't rule out that it is like there is some stigma, at least with certain like the Orthodox Jewish people. I can certainly imagine would be against. That I have heard they are very focused on. Yeah, life isn't fun. Life is serious. And Crawleen, who I don't know, Dolly Parton, I guess, as a goblin, which that was also funny because like for a second or two there, I was like, oh, we're gonna hear some beautiful singing. Nope. And right, also the part where he said that he is gonna pull bunnies out of hats and hats out of bunnies. That's really fucked up. And let's see. Shit. What was the other thing? In that particular part, that's when we get the thing about the yeah, he points out he actually makes more money than Crawleen, and then M.O.D.O.K is like, no son of mine is gonna upstage Crawleen. I'm sorry, did you know Crawleen existed like 10 seconds before this exact conversation? Like, Jesus Christ. And it is, a funny bit of like some parents will just like pull stuff right out their ass and just like, yeah, because he's made up his mind. He's against whatever it is Lou is doing. Basically, I'm not saying all parents are like that. I'm talking about specific parents, the kind that M.O.D.O.K for some of the show so far has appeared to be. That's when we get the but yeah, and Lou has him kicked out. That's how much sway he has here. And so M.O.D.O.K tells the Asgardian, he shows the visitor's pass, which does indeed, have Lou's face and the AIM logo. And then we get fucking Ken Burns. Oh my god. Yeah. Um and that was genuinely like very funny hearing, both sides talk about their bags, and their wife back home, and this thing of like, never ever move on. In fact, I will haunt you to make sure. And let's see, it's honestly a little sweet that the goblin was actually way more fond of, there was more sweetness to their, although obviously we're supposed to find it funny that apparently, this female goblin, the way that she's described is not conventionally attractive. And I think that might get us to the yeah, and the thing about like Why do we keep losing so many soldiers? Because you melted down their shields so you can make figures? Oh, shit. Melt down their swords, too, so I can make shields for the figurines, so I don't make the same mistake twice. Jesus Christ. And, let's see. I think that does bring us... Yeah, so ultimately, peace is called for, but... M.O.D.O.K shows up in a fucking tank. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, listen, throughout history, there have been times where someone called for peace and the other side, like, ambushed them or something. But if you just roll the fucking tank in like that, they're not gonna buy it, though, And yeah, he makes the goats go wild. And... yeah, I think that does bring us to the execution, and genuinely very clever that, he's going to saw him in half, and it's like, he keeps talking, saw his mouth off. I committed, though. And M.O.D.O.K just won't shut the fuck up, like, for once in your life. Seriously, like, this literally might save your life, but he just can't help it, Some sly dog got him monologuing. And the thing about, okay, here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Countdown to my death. 10. And we see that, oh, hey, M.O.D.O.K can actually kind of get along with, he can work with his son's magic tricks. And what was it, like, you were moon over my hammy or something? Wow, that's a stretch. And I think that does bring us to... yeah, so they go back, and the rabbi is like, I got polka dots, I'm the wacky rabbi, but... and she points out, tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit. Which is why he can't pull a hat out of one. And the she points out Lou is using magic to push people away. Like he said that he's finally being accepted by the goblins, who I also appreciated. They have no idea what the act, they don't understand any of what's happening, but they're just cheering. And the normally people don't like his magic, and he's not doing it to, he's doing it because he's struggling with a divorce, which I really appreciate. I've mentioned in various videos of on when I talk about the show, he, like, Lou is just really happy, but apparently that's a coping mechanism. He's projecting that because and that is something that happens. There are, kids who react like that to their parents getting divorced. I think that might... yeah, and genuinely sad when, M.O.D.O.K has to, he can't quite agree to the magic anymore, even though he's now on board with... god damn it. I really appreciate how this show will have an episode end in a way that looks happy, and then be like, oh, did you think... oh, no, fuck you. We're going for something sad instead. Jesus Christ. No matter how much M.O.D.O.K succeeds at something, grows as a person, something will happen to... yeah. And I think that might cover... let's see, there's definitely something left. Fuck was it? Yeah, the post-credits sort of scene, with younger M.O.D.O.K. And I love how, the super adaptoid, like, at first he's like, I will never betray... oh, you betrayed them? I will be your slave. And younger M.O.D.O.K. is like, that wasn't even what I was asking for. Well, too late now. You gonna poison them? I know where their food is. In the house. I mean, I feel like that is probably one of the top 10 places to have your food, yeah. And I think that might just about cover the I appreciate the way that it looks like it's going to be a problem for M.O.D.O.K, that he's been fucking with the Asgardians, but it ends up actually being kind of the solution. But then he fucks it up still by being such a bad leader, because he's got this dictator thing going, and yeah, it's not really working out for America right now.